Go dogs!
Oh, I hate Charlotte.
While most weddings throughout the world consist of white dresses and crying parents, all weddings, according to Anne Hathaway, celebrate life and positivity. Now, just because all weddings hold the same goal of joining two people in matrimony, no wedding is just alike. In America, for example, you could go to a wedding planned in a park with only 15 guests, while others are planted in a massive cathedral with nearly 500 guests. But they all typically have the same events. Tons of delicious food, great company, and a beautiful couple riding off into the sunset at the end of the ceremony. When comparing the American wedding traditions to the Chinese wedding traditions, they seem pretty similar in the big picture, but small details such as the Chinese typical pre-ceremony rituals, post-ceremony traditions, and attire throughout the ceremony are pretty interesting to compare. With the sounds of obnoxious iPhone alarms, subtle gossiping, and the clinking of heels screaming throughout the dressing room, chaos certainly consumes most of the pre-wedding traditions here in America. Though the purpose of weddings is unity, the bride and groom are typically nothing but distant before the actual ceremony begins. One typical superstition is that the marriage will have bad luck if the groom sees his bride's dress before she walks down the aisle. Also, brides don't typically spend their wedding days with the groom because the pre-ceremony is a great time to bond with their bridesmaids before she becomes entirely involved with her husband. Because of this, bridesmaids are known for keeping the bride sane by running her last-minute errands, gossiping to keep her occupied, and feeding her so she doesn't ruin her lipstick. The Chinese, though, do the total opposite. The pre-wedding responsibilities of the Chinese bridesmaids typically consist of tormenting and testing the groom throughout the entire day. Different challenges range from eating a whole spoonful of wasabi to simply asking him questions about his bride. If the bridesmaid decides that the groom is worthy, he then picks up his bride and they head to the ceremony. But that's not where it ends. By the end of the night, the bridesmaids should receive a traditional Chinese envelope containing a certain amount of cash the girls approve of. Now we're talking about torture. Next comes the mid-wedding fun. It's pretty known that cultures throughout the world have many different styles of clothing, but the differences between the Chinese and American wedding dresses are drastic. In America, the actual wedding dress of the bride has many styles. Some brides love to rock a poofy princess-style dress, while others feel their best dressed in a form-fitting mermaid-style dress. The Chinese, however, tend to go throughout the actual ceremony wearing a traditional embroidered dress. This high-neck, close-fit, straight skirt style is known as a qipao. They also are usually red because the Chinese believe red is a symbol for good luck that keeps away evil spirits. Perfect for your wedding day. The Chinese definitely don't entirely shy away from westernized styles, though. Brides usually make a couple outfit changes throughout the ceremony. Similar to American brides, the Chinese tend to change into a more comfortable cocktail-style dress at the reception so they can dance around freely. Some Chinese brides will even make a third switch into a ball gown so they really get their full effect. The fun really doesn't start until the post-wedding extravaganzas begin. Americans begin their receptions with food, obviously, by cutting the cake. A typical goofy tradition is that the bride and groom lock arms and feed each other a bite of cake. This is very similar to the Chinese, who lock arms and drink wine from 2 cups tied together with a red string. The next events aren't even comparable, though. Once all the fun ends and the party's over, American couples usually follow the Pinterest idea of tying cans to streamers, hanging them from their car, and plastering the words "just married" on their windows, which is an example right there. The Chinese, however, go out with a little more style. The bride's family typically hires a good luck woman who escorts the bride in a seat and chair to ensure that she is safe. And that's what that looks like. The guests of the wedding will then throw rice into the air as a symbol for the bride, in the air while the bride is being transported to symbolize health and prosperity. The next morning, Chinese brides are supposed to go to the groom's family and make a meal to prove she is well-mannered, while Americans are probably still laying in bed. Now, weddings are a very popular, organized, and sought-after event for brides and grooms throughout the world. 13-year-old girls are already dreaming of their big day that may still be 15 years away. Now, whether or not the teen is imagining her beautiful seat and chair or her car decorations is completely up to her, but it could possibly be the best day of her life. Though all cultures vary in specific details, all weddings throughout the world hold the same purpose: to unite two people who are in love and intend to spend the rest of their life together, something we can all appreciate and enjoy, especially with the fun of quirky traditions.